Hello and welcome to another episode of Halo Talk. I'm your host, Angels Vlogs. That's Angels Vlogs on Instagram and YouTube. So in this episode, we have a lot to talk about because my last episode was on July 31st, and a lot has happened since then. So first of all, I'm going to be doing a summary of how the Angels have been doing, then talk about Angels transactions, and then at the end of the podcast, I'm going to do a Q&A because of those of you who ask questions on my Instagram and are looking for the Q&A, that'll be later in the podcast if you were wondering. Guys, later in the podcast, I'm going to be doing a Q&A because I sent out an Instagram story a few days ago asking for people to ask questions about the Angels for me to answer. So the Q&A is going to be later in the podcast. First of all, we're going to talk about the summary of how the Angels have been doing this past month. So if you guys haven't been paying attention this last month, you know that the Angels have been struggling pretty badly. So they started off the month losing 7 straight. Pretty much for sure taking them out of the wild card race, losing pretty much any playoff hope. I mean, I think the Angels are 12 games out now. 12, 11 and a half, I'm not sure. It's pretty much over. All we kind of want to see now is player development. I want to get into that specific topic later. But anyway, the Angels start off by getting swept by the Indians and Reds and then losing 2 straight to the Red Sox. Then the Angels pick up a couple games and split the series against the Red Sox. I was actually at the games at Fenway Park. It's a great experience. Obviously, Fenway Park is just an amazing stadium. I made vlogs from the games I went to. So you guys should check them out on YouTube, at Angels Vlogs, like I said earlier. Just a random plug there. Anyway, the Angels come back home and lose 2 out of 3 to the Pirates, and then win 3 out of 4 against the White Sox. So pretty much that's the first winning series of the month. So the Angels are 6-10 so far this month. And like I said earlier, 12 games back to the wild card, 11.5, something like that. And yeah, with the hard schedule, Angels have a super hard schedule coming for the rest of the year. So, I mean, the playoff hopes are pretty much over. So not too much excitement, obviously, around this summary of how the Angels have been playing because it's been pretty bad. So I'm not going to go through every game like I usually do. I usually, give a summary of every game. What I want to do is just give a summary of the games the Angels won. The 6 games that the Angels won so far this month. So first of all, I want to talk about what I said earlier, player development. This is something I've been trying to say for a while. So I have a strong opinion about this, and some people may not agree with it. So if people have different opinions about teams not in the playoff race, I'm sorry, I have a different opinion about this. So a lot of people think teams should just tank once they're out of the playoffs, aka hoping the team loses every game for the rest of the year, or hope they lose to get a better spot in the draft order. And I've seen comments of people saying they're voting for the Angels to lose for the rest of the year to get better draft picks, which is dumb in so many ways. It's kind of hard to say them all. So I want to talk about this. First of all, let me say I hope the Angels can win as many games as they can before the end of the year instead of losing. There's a lot of reasons why to this. First of all, hoping that we lose means that you're hoping the players do bad, not the team does bad as a whole. And what good does that do to a team if they lose a lot of games? That means you want players to do bad. That's terrible to want as an Angels fan. So if the players would play bad, it would probably carry on to next year. It would be a fact that if the Angels played terrible for the rest of this year, they could carry it to next season, or they would carry it to next season, bringing bad momentum and bringing even slumps or bad pitching into the next season. If the team were to do bad for the rest of the season, we need to hope that our young players play great for the rest of the year so it can carry to next season. And let's go to the reason people want teams to lose. Coming once they're out of the playoffs, let's